Revenge pitch. Our tagline is, how far would you go to get revenge?
Production company. We chose our distributor to be Lionsgate and our funding to come from Left Films. The amount of money that we feel is necessary for our film is a budget of 1.8 million. This will go towards promotion, advertisement, actors, staff and distribution. Promotion. We will promote our film through a variety of technology and advertisement. Social media. We will aim to use websites such as Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Film festivals. We will also aim to show and promote our film at various film festivals such as East End Film Festival, Sundance and the International Film Festival, Rotterdam. Public advertisement. We aim to catch the public's eye through advertisement such as posters on billboards, on TV breaks and adverts at cinemas.
Production name. We chose this for a production name as it is catchy and easily remembered. This name also has connotations of horror. The image would appeal to our target audience, as when looking for a horror film, this would be the font they'd associate with it. We chose to have these fonts as they would link the audience's mind to horror, along with the colour and design having connotations with it. Our unique selling point. Our unique selling point is that it's a new horror film that appeals to people from the age of 15 to 25.
Target audience. We chose our target audience to be people of the age of 15 to 25 because this is the age with the most disposable income, the most free time, and also the people who go out to the cinema most often. Because of this, our characters are in the same age group and position, helping the audience to relate and be involved with the film and its characters. Our questionnaire shows that the connotations that is most associated with the horror genre. The scariest thing is unpredictability and the unknown, and on average they visit the cinema a couple of times a month. Synopsis. Firstly, we see the victim sprinting down the road that leads to a graveyard. The audience is left puzzled as they do not know who's chasing them or what he's running from yet. He is breathing heavily and keeps looking backwards to see what's behind him. Because he is not looking where he is going, he trips over and falls onto the ground. He gets to his feet and the silhouette of the killer dashes across the camera. At this point, the audience has the idea that he is being chased and running from someone in particular, but also it shows that this antagonist is superior to the victim because he can outwit him quickly. The victim utters, "I think I lost him." There's dramatic irony at this point because we know that he hasn't got away and is still vulnerable. Then the screen goes black and we hear the sound of the bones cracking. After this, we see the murderer dragging the corpse away from the murder scene and dumping him behind a hut. Next, we jump to a red room with pictures of other people on the walls. The murderer laughs and crosses off his latest victim.
Typical horror characters. The hero, more than often a masculine character with a heavy build, very rare to find a female as the main hero. Although they are the hero, there are not many horror films where the hero wins, but however he is shown to be brave, and the person who goes after the murderer after a killing, and often never returning. The victim. There is also no horror film without a female victim, as they are often portrayed as being vulnerable and in need of protection. They are usually young, blonde and attractive, helping to appeal to a wider male audience. She is often portrayed to be stupid and annoying. One of the characters the audience actually want to be killed. This character helps to build up suspense as her behaviour puts them on the edge. When she jumps, they jump, even if it's unnecessary. The non-believer. This character can be of either sex, but is often shown as a male. They are represented as cocky and relaxed, which leads to the other characters to think they are overreacting and nothing is happening, which more than often makes them the first to be killed. Once this person is killed, the audience will panic, and the voice of reason and disbelief is now gone, leaving both the remaining characters and the audience in a frantic state. The hysterical character, usually female, this is the character that more than often wants to play it safe and stays a group and in a building that they are probably already in. Other characters will attempt to move her, but more than often fail. This will result in her being killed, or all other characters being killed one by one. But either way, she dies. The effect this character has on the audience is a suspense being created as her hysterics reflect onto the audiences.
You have hysterical male characters, by the way. Does it have to be a girl? Do you think?
Yeah.
It can be a man as well, can't it? Yeah, boy. Yeah?
Nice.
Typical horror characters. The monster, antagonist, can take many forms of an antagonist, such as serial killer, zombie, ghost, monster, or have a demonic possession. If they are human, they will often have a mask on of some kind or deformity, making it close to impossible to identify them. Wearing a mask also plays on the fear of the unknown. No matter what injuries they seem to receive, they can always seemingly recover from it and get back up, even if it's something as serious as stabbing, giving it an idea of inhuman. Any other type of killer plays on the fear of the unknown, and as there isn't any solid proof they do not exist, it scares the audience about what they do not know. The loved up couple. Male and female couples, never any same-sex couples. They are usually away from the group together, don't notice the killer, and they seemingly are oblivious and also wrapped up with each other. They don't see the killer coming at them. They frustrate the audience, putting them on edge of their seat.
Characters in our film, the victim. We chose our victim to be weak and scared and inferior to the villain. He is a scared-looking teenager who the audience feel close to and most relate themselves to, partly because he is the only person in the sequence, but also he is the same age as the main target. So the audience feel as if they too are being targeted. Characters in our film, the villain. The villain is unknown. This plays strongly on the fear, as in our surveys. The fear of the unknown was the most common answer for what is the scariest part of a horror film. The idea of not being able to see the killer is a good way to build up suspense. As in each individual audience member, it could be anyone or anything.
Location. First picture would be a good location for a horror film to be partly set, as it has connotations that are typical to a horror film. It is a secluded area with trees and no seemingly way out. It being a dark alleyway also has connotations of horror, as dark alleyways a common phrase for somewhere that you do not want to be or go, as it will certainly be dangerous. The second picture would also be a good location for a horror film, as it seems quite enclosed and has connotations of horror. The connotations of a graveyard are typical horror. The links they have are things such as The Walking